I came back to Kerala, and my sister's wedding alliances were happening. So, and it was also decided, and marriage was finalized. And just 1 week before the marriage, actually, we went for a pilgrimage to Kollur, near Kollur, in Karnataka.
I know.
So we
I've
went
heard
for
of the place.
pilgrimage with my father, mother-in-law, my wife's side.
Okay.
Of course, in 1990, 91, I got married.
91 you
while
got
I
married.
was in Malaysia only.
Okay.
So after this, 96, so we went for a pilgrimage, and while we were coming back, a bus came and hit our jeep. So then there was a huge accident, and in that accident only I lost my hand.
This thing happened in in which year this
1996.
1996 this thing happened. Okay.
So 6 people died on the spot, including my parents, my sister, who was to get married the following week.
Okay.
So all the people who were supposed to attend her marriage attended her funeral. So that was the situation. My mother-in-law died. My son, he was 2.5 years old. So he sustained severe brain damage. So he's now 30 years old.
Right.
So he's
I
still
met him.
little bit handicapped and all that. So that was a big change in my life. It was a kind of setback. So everything, it's like a stock market, I told you. Everything became like a correction. So it went down, as down it can go. So from there we started rebuilding our life again, me, my wife, and the child. So we went back to Malaysia, nevertheless, and I was in the same job, which I was, I had come
The transition was going on.
Yeah. So there I worked for another, I think, up to 2000, 1996 to 2003, I think. So another 4-5 years I worked there. Then I shifted to another company. So in 2006, I got a daughter also after that. She was about 6 years. So we wanted to get her into school in India. So we decided to come for good. Then we chose to settle down in Bangalore. I have some relatives. My wife has some relatives.
Okay.
So that's how we started in 2006.
Okay.
So first I worked for a private company for about 6-7 months. Then I joined HAL.
So how come you shifted the domain from very different thing to HAL? Like how did the transition take?
Though HAL is a aerospace company, my background is I'm a mechanical engineer with a lot of technical knowledge on this tool and die and all that.
Right.
So they are manufacturing helicopters where I worked, helicopter division. So in manufacturing a helicopter involves so many things. It involves electronics, it involves electrical, it involves technical, it involves tooling, everything is there. So based on that, they have appointed me as a tool design manager.
Okay.
So from there, they will rotate the job to various things. So after a certain level, you are not hands-on working on things. You will be managing teams, and you will be in managerial position, leadership role and all that. So you have to motivate the team and get things done and things like that.
Okay.
So there I worked for about 13 years.
In HAL?
In HAL.
Okay.
So until 60. So in fact, last March I retired.
From HAL?
HAL.
Great, sir. Okay.
So that is my journey as well as profession, and in between these things are concerned.
Okay. I'll tell you, I'll share something with you. I was writing a blog today. I was reading something, and every person makes a goal. And whenever he thinks of a goal, there is a straight line between point A to point B in his or her mind. But life is not linear. Okay. And if I think about your case, you might have also thought something about your life. Okay, I have done this thing and this thing, and then this incident happened, and it was I cannot again express all those things because you just told me. I'm still digesting all those things, but how were you able to recover from all these things and again go back to Malaysia? Because these things you might have not remotely thought of exactly, right? So from where did you get those I should not say motivation, or maybe the energy, or to revisit the life, and whatever things or whatever people were left beside you, take them along with you? How all those things took place?
Yeah, it's a good question. In fact, that is the crux of the matter also. See, when you reach a point where you only see darkness in front of you. In fact, I was lying in the hospital bed. In another room, my son was in coma. He was in coma for 6 months. Another room, my father-in-law was like fighting with death. My wife, she miraculously escaped with minor injuries. She was looking after me. So, for a lady, there are three men in her life.
Right.
One is her father, husband, and son. All three are in very bad shape. And she had to also see my amputation. She has to sign and agree and all that. So you can imagine how much she would have
Right, sir.
gone through. But one thing she told me when I actually woke up from that, anesthesia, and I realized I had excruciating pain on my right side. So when I felt here, I felt emptiness there. So there is nothing there. Then I just broke. Then she was there. She held my hand and said, "See, I'll be your right arm
Right.
throughout our life." So that is something. So that moment it didn't make anything, but later on I thought, yes, for that lady at least I have to live and we have to move forward. So looking at the that empty white wall in the roof of the hospital, we were in the hospital for almost 2 months. So until everything is cured, and so I thought, what is next? There are two choices in front of me: either succumb or surpass.
Right.
You can either succumb to this, oh, okay, what happened to me, I cannot do anything, I'll be dependent and all that. And in fact, every visitor who comes also, they will sympathize, but I was not interested in sympathy.
Right.
So then I thought I will surpass. So I have to move forward. And in fact, my wife is so strong that she sometimes says, you will do better things which people with two hands cannot do. These kind of things she says. She's also a good motivator that way. At that point in time, it was like that. So I just thought, like I have coined a particular, word that like AUC versus. In fact, one of my Toastmasters speech was that AUC versus ABC.
Okay.
That AUC means area under control. ABC means area beyond control.
Okay.
So what situation I am in is area beyond my control. I can't do anything about it. I can't bring a new hand or anything. But what is under my control? What I can do with whatever limitation you have right now? Because my savings were completely washed off in the hospital bills. You can imagine 4 or 5 people in the hospital for 2 months. So whatever I had got washed off, and we have to start all over again. Of course, some family members and friends and all came forward and all that. So within 2 months, we went back to Malaysia with our son, who was like a vegetable. We carried him, and my wife drove in Kuala Lumpur roads
So
every
he
day.
was still in coma and you
Coma for 6 months. He couldn't see, he couldn't talk, he couldn't move. That way, he was 2.5 years old. So in fact, I always say my house was like an extended hospital. For 2-3 years, he had this what do you call that, fits and all that. So over the years, like a small newborn baby got improved, and slowly sitting down, smiling. He opened his eyes after several months itself was a big thing. So we went through all those things. So coming back to the point is that area under control. So that has been my motto all the time. Whenever some problem happens, you have to think, what is area beyond my control? Like for example, now it is too hot. Is it in my control? No. What is in my control? Switch on the fan, open the windows. That way, if you think, always focus on what is the area under your control rather than worrying about what is beyond your control. That really helped me move forward. So in 2 weeks, I was a right-hander. So within 2 weeks, I actually managed to make a signature, because signature is important. No? You do all the transactions through bank and all that.
from left
So within
hand.
2 weeks, I started writing ABCD. I started with ABCD and writing and everything.
You are always such a strong-minded person or a personality, or this incident or the accident which happened kind of uncovered something from your personality.
I don't know. Everything like you always say, there's a saying for this: prosperity brings friends, adversity tries them. Similarly, adversity brings what is already in you, probably. I don't know. Or some people say that you're very courageous and all that, but I always reminded by one quote. One of my mentors used to say, courage is something you get in the absence of options. See,
Yeah.
you seem to be courageous, but you don't have any option.
You don't have any option.
See, for a mother, when child goes under the wheel of a vehicle, suddenly she will go and probably lift the car and bring her child.
Right,
If you ask normally, she cannot do that. But at that point in time, nature has that ability to give power in you.